Greetings, minions, survivalists, and fellow gamers. Welcome to a bonus episode of 7 Days to Die, Alpha 16.3. There's no episode number because it's a bonus episode. So anyways, the reason why this is a bonus episode is because I want to show you guys a preview of sorts of what my base is supposed to look like in the actual game series that I'm doing. So as you can see, the sun's coming up over the mountains, which is very pretty. This is a different seed than the game that I'm currently playing on camera. This is essentially Silverblade with a 1 right behind it, and I got a pretty nice location here. I don't want to reveal too much too soon, but yeah, it's a good location. I built the base in cheat mode, or creative mode, on day 1, and just the base itself. I didn't build or didn't cheat in the forge, the chem station, the workbench, or the campfire, any of the other things. Just the structure of the base. And then went on from there. So level 1 ultimate base. This is what could have been if during the restart, at the end of the restart, at the beginning of the new run of the game, if I had decided to cheat a base in on day 1. This is what this version of the game would look like. Now obviously in the recorded game that I usually play, you guys watch, or hopefully you guys watch, it's just everything's built as it would be if you were playing it without any creative mode, just harvesting everything. This is the opposite. And that's what we got right there. So if you're wondering what I'm standing on, well, this is a 12 row by 10 long garden on a pedestal, essentially. It's just 10 garden plots, or, well, 10 plots long, 12 rows long. So I can basically have, well, there's 11 seeds in the game. And so I can have a crop for each row, and then for something I need more than others, I can do a double row, say like corn, potatoes, etc. So everything, it's taken me a while. As you can see, it's day 20, but it's taken me a while, but I've got every single plot on every single row fertilized so I can grow stuff faster. And right now I'm just doing aloe vera, I think. And this is just my seed bank, as well as dirt for when I want to make more mushroom spores and store the garden hoe there. And this here I built after building the base and getting that all established. I harvested everything required to make this, so this was essentially made legit. The main structure of the base here, like I said, was constructed on day 1. And we'll just go walk around it so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And the reason why I'm doing this bonus video is some of you guys may have seen the earlier part of this season before I had a restart. And so you know that towards the end of that, I had to cheat in the base just to see what it would look like and see how it would all put into place. If you'd seen the previous season, when I was running the Navezgane map, I had an idea for a base in my head and how it should work and look, and I wanted to see what the canyon was like in Navezgane, so made it there, and it didn't quite work out the way I really would have liked. So this time around, with this season, I'm making it have a solid form so I can kind of play it into position so that it would actually solidly work. And then every time I build this damn thing, it gets better and better. So as you can see, this is the killing floor. Those lines there are electrified fence, and the posts are hidden in the sidewalls to protect them from getting hit from zombies. So the zombies, they have no choice but come in here and get electrified. That's all powered with a motion sensor, so I can walk in here right now and not get zapped. If a zombie was behind me and I crawled in here, I'd get zapped. But anyways, this isn't even completed yet. I plan on doing like a moat of sorts, a 1 block deep moat into the ground, and on one side of it, underground, and in it, basically having a electrified post that goes up in here. So you have a trench where the electrified fence posts going back and forth through it. And that way, on the sides and the corners, I can get zombies from that. And this here will be left wide open. Now, I don't have the drawbridge. That's something I learned from the end of the last run of the game for this season before the restart. The drawbridge seems to draw zombies to it, even if it's not attached to the base. So I just did this, and it's makeshift. It gets it done. Later on, I do plan on doing a subterranean entrance and exit, so that will make that easier. And I just got the steel log traps. I made a nice railing. Oh, just getting a bit nipply there. A really nice railing system up here, so basically I could shoot down off the sides and also not accidentally fall off the side by leaning too far over, which is one of my pet peeves, is not knowing where the edge is when you're really in the thick of it. But it's all pretty much uniform, pretty much symmetrical, which, for people with OCD like me, that's a good thing. Now the stairs is purposely offset just so I could see out a little better. And I have a removable drawbridge, a cheap removable one. We'll go in and I'll show you the storage setup here. As you can see, I got everything labeled. This is stuff I've made here, but these are some of the weapons I've picked up along the way. And I combine them and add them to my weaponry to improve them as I go along. So as you can see, I got a good deal of goodies up in there. This is how I do my storage for ammo. As I make them and have excess, I just dump them in here and pick them up, take them, drop them, whatever, when I need them. Ammo components. This way I could just quick drop it in there and it's not going to get all scattered around. And yeah, I probably got some duplicates in there. Yeah, I could probably start combining that. And obviously, you know what a workbench looks like. Got that. Got components for mini bikes and etc. And the fuel for it. Trade bait. I've read pretty much every single schematic, so I don't really need them. And they're worth a fair bit of money, so why not trade them in? So I just have that up there for trading away. And of course I got a bunch of treasure maps I haven't really taken advantage of yet. And yes, I got a good deal of dukes there set aside, but I actually had a bit more than this. I think I probably had two and a half more full stacks, well, 2 stacks and a half of dukes there at one point. Medicine cabinet, my liquids. I have canned goods separate in case I run out of meat and eggs, which isn't an issue now. This is something that in the early day of playing this, but it's all sorted nice and neat. Now I did originally have my seed bank up here, and then later I built the farm on the other side of the lot, and I moved all the major seeds over there. I'm still holding on to tree seeds. I won't really need the maple seeds, but because I usually like the pine. If you follow my channel, you already know that. But stuff to make fertilizer and cooking goods, anything that would go into the campfire goes here. Now here I have my assortment of tools. I keep all the qualities basically for repairs of the top quality tool of that particular type. Little random odds and ends, building materials, that kind of stuff as well. forge in. That's like, you know, clay, iron, brass, iron, you know, that kind of stuff. Forge out. Now this here is also basic resources. So wood, grass, stone, sand, cement, concrete mix, forge iron, and forge steel. It just mainly whatever just comes out of this, boom, automatically stacks up into there. And then I got my trusty cement mixer, which is still making fertilizer. I don't really need fertilizer anymore, but I believe it's good trade bait. So yeah, 71 per. So, you know, if you got excess, might as well sell it. So let's get to the core principle of what this base was designed around. So as you can see, up here I got solar panels. I think these I did creative mode in. Yeah, the cells, those were creative mode in. During the day, they charge up my battery banks, and they all run to each individual side. So like this battery bank here powers this side. This battery bank here powers this side, this one on this side, and this one on that side. And I have the sleeping bag up here because otherwise it's in the way, and it's better up here anyway. It's safe. I'm not going to be up here all that much. But that is the power generation for the base. Now from the battery banks, power runs down to this switch, and I have a electrical relay here. Now what happens is at 2200 hours it sets off this relay, and these lights are all linked together. Well, actually no, they're all linked to the timer relays. So what happens is from 2200 hours to 4 o'clock in the morning, the relay will snap together and it'll light up. So at night I have lights in the base. When morning comes, 4 a.m., it turns off the lights, and it's just easy. So from the battery banks, power comes to this switch. Now switches don't cost energy like ordinary relays. Even the timer relays don't cost energy, but the switches, they don't cost any energy. So battery bank, solar panel to battery bank to switch, switch goes to motion detector, motion detector goes to this light and that light, and then it also goes to the speaker. Now what happens is the motion sensor is set for instant, triggered, and allies, strangers, and zombies, and it has that field of view. I probably ought to tighten it up, but I'm not going to worry about that now. It's been working pretty good so far. So zombie walks into the field of view, motion sensor detects it, this light goes on, the light inside goes on, siren goes off. This way I know what side the zombies are coming from. It also goes to a light bulb here. So if I'm on the rail, I can tell, okay, it's over there or it's over there. I'll know what side to be paying attention to. Okay, now from the motion sensor again, it comes down inside here to this switch. Now from here, it basically is acting as a relay. So it runs power from here to each of the electrical posts on this side of the base. Alright, and then there's also a switch here that has power to it. It runs to this, and it runs the electrical fence in the corner. And I'll show you how this works in just a second here, because we got company. Where are you at? There. Oh, ladies! Multiple. Ooh, took her leg out. Oh, there's another one out there. Ooh, it's a screamer horde. Lovely. Let's see, what side is... Oh, got something over here. Where are you at? Hey, Buster. Oh, you're sneaking around this way. Okay. That's fine. You're going to see how this base works. Got multiple sirens. Yep. Now, the nice thing about this rail... Yeesh. You're a bit persistent. Floaty head. Okay, this side is clear. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, it must be on the other side. See, the nice thing about this rail is you can lead them. It's over here. You thought you're sneaky. Bloop! Come on. Attaboy. Okay. So you just got a running demonstration of how that works out. Worked out pretty good. You saw that the lights went off so you can know what side they're on. It's kind of hard when it's on the opposite side where you're standing, but you could follow the siren sound. And also, if you're like way out there harvesting materials, you'll know that there's zombies near your base because you can hear these things a long ways away. So anyways, as you saw, there's one thin line across this corner that I showed inside. Oh, here comes another. Or just that one. Let's, Alright, she ain't coming back no more. Now, the reason why I made this stack here of torches and frames is to lure in these heat-generated hordes. So anyway, yeah, if they come up here near this wall, I'm right on top of them, and I can easily headshot them. That's the reason. One of the main reasons why to have a rail outcrop off of the walls. It also keeps the spider zombies off. And you know, I'm sitting here pressing back and to the right, and I'm not falling off. So that worked out really nice. Now you'll see there's some incongruent looking spots like this, but it's because there's only so many ways that you can turn these blocks and get them to at least close off a corner and all. But for the most part, it all links in fairly neatly. But you can run across here. If you got zombies on the wall here, if you walk over like this, and they're over there, they will come directly to you. They want to be on top of the same block that you're on. Since I'm above them, they'll want to be underneath me directly. So that just lines you up perfectly for a headshot. So if they're busy wrecking the walls over here, just get on the edge, lead them over here. Once they get this way, walk them right up in here, or lead them into here. Let the electrical fence freeze them in place and do damage to them, which helps you get lined up for that perfect headshot. And that's what this base is about, is just setting up for, you know, because I hate when the zombies spin around in circles when they're in a frenzy mode on Horde Nights. So if they get frozen in position, they're a lot easier to kill, and you can just get right on through. And also this base is designed for luring in these heat hordes, so instead of having to go out and search for goodies, the goodies come to you. The only downside and I don't know if you can see that. It's too late now, but you see that there's only so many blocks that the gore blocks will be on. If two bodies are stacked on top of each other, the one on the bottom will gore block, and the one that falls on top eventually will gore block. When it does, it explodes. Anything that's in its inventory just despawns, and only the one on the bottom remains. So you kind of have to clean these up on a regular basis, or else you'll lose out on inventory or loot that you can get out of them. But I'll come back down in here, and like I said, it's pretty easy. You run the power from there to each of these, and then you run from each of these to what would be like this side here, but on the opposite wall of the killing floor. And then here's the one for the corner, and you can see they've done a little bit of damage here, but yeah, that just keeps them from hitting that wall when you're busy elsewhere. And then I have a light down here too, turns on at night, just so I can see if I have to come down here and repair stuff in a hurry. So that's basically the gist of the base. It's not overly complicated. It looks overly complicated. It's more complicated to say it, actually. But it gets the job done. It's brutally efficient. And there's that. So last thing to note, and this is what you'll be seeing in this season after the restart here, which we've already kicked into. This is the killing room. You can stand in here, peg the heads. This way you can see all four sides at any one time without having to go walking around the center. Although it is easier to shoot down and be above them because you can lead them better. From here you can't really see the corners, so that leaves you vulnerable in that aspect. On top though, you can go all the way around it. It just, you have to go all the way around it. So there's pros and cons either way. Also, these lights here are rigged to come on at night as well. And then down here, I haven't finished this. It only goes down so far. But this will be the pathway down for setting up an entrance and exit, as well as subterranean mining. So I haven't really gotten all that done. I haven't done like the trench moat, the shocking trench moat. I haven't even come up with an appropriate name for it, but it all works. So let's go take a look at our loot here. Put the frames back in place. Let's get our machete, or as Games for Kicks has been calling it, machete. It is a bit of an overpowered weapon. But then again, my name's Silverblade, and it wouldn't be right for me to just not have an edged weapon in game. It's kind of a theme, I think. We'll come out here and clean this one up. Now, I don't know if it's still the same as it used to be in Alpha 15, but once it was that gore blocks that remain behind that were not cleaned up added to the heat map. It might have changed. It might still be part of the game, so that even more incentive to clean your kills. Now, one of the reasons, another benefit, I should say, of the switches and the configuration that I have is not only does it give you a relay at no energy cost, but they act as safeties, so that if you're smarter than me, you can come down and you can turn off the power to these electric fences and come down here and harvest your kills without risk of getting shocked if a zombie comes around the corner. You know? But not too terribly worried about it. The shock damage isn't a hell of a lot. It more or less just stuns you and does maybe 3 or 4 points of damage, unless you just stand there and let it keep getting you. But it's nice to have a safety backup just in case. So far it's been working for me. I'm on day 20, morning of day 20. And I've not died once. Well, actually, wait a minute. I might have died in this. Let's see. Yeah, I died twice. And I think it was because of landmines on the construction site. Wasn't thrilled about that. Oops. There, I kind of messed that up a little bit. Alright, so canned goods. Just makes putting things away a little bit easier. And then clothing. And mechanical parts. So yeah, the everything that is reinforced concrete, the hatches, the ladders. I did make this land claim block. That's one thing I actually did make because I couldn't pick up these to move them around a little bit more. But the reinforced concrete blocks of this base and the solar panels, the solar cells, the battery banks, and the batteries, all of those were creative moded in. But the storage bins, the cement mixer, all the equipment that's in this room was crafted by me skill-wise. You know, not cheated in. I do believe I did cheat in the entire electrical system, but there was a few things I added in after the fact because I forgot to do it on day one, so I didn't want to go in and cheat it in. So I did make a couple things. I just can't remember what they are right off. But yeah, that's all the cheated stuff. But all the stuff that I've harvested, legitly played it through. I don't like cheating, but I did want to have the base on day one. The garden area over here, I just built this. I think it was built starting on day 15. And I've already harvested at least a row of every single crop. And then now I'm just doing like a monocrop type thing. Whoops, almost went off the edge. Just so I can get the seed count up. Now, basically what all I need is 120 seeds. So when I harvest everything, basically I take out enough to make 120 seeds, put the 120 seeds in the seed bank, and then keep, like, in this case it would be aloe vera. Now I'm gonna have to, once I harvest all of this, make the seeds for 120 seeds. Anything above that I keep taking inside. If I don't have 120 seeds, like chrysanthemums and all this other stuff, then I'll just monocrop to get up to that level. So I'll always have enough seeds to do at least one large-scale monocrop. But other than that, once I get all of that, I can either go by based on what I need or just what I want, which would be one of everything, and then I can do, 11 rows of 11 different types of things. And maybe well, I can't even do trees up here because it's got to be a spacing of like 3 or 4. But either way, this works out pretty good. It took forever to get all the fertilizer, but works out pretty good. And this is the basic structure for it. Again, it's 12 rows, or 12 rows that way, and 10 blocks of harvestable area. And this was just a clay area that I just used as my clay pit. So there's a lot of clearing of the land, a lot of punching grass. That took me probably about 2 or 3 hours straight doing that. Irritating as hell. Building this base on day one was easy. I already had the idea in my head what I wanted it to be and the measurements, and it's just been a gradual improvement every step that I took into it. So basically, knowing this, getting this all out of the way, those of you guys like Shad Stovall, I actually wrote your name down because you mentioned things like, oh, you got company. Whoops. There we go. Explodey head. I'm gonna have company whether I like it or not. And here they come. Another splody head. Oh. There we go. Damn, I'm getting sloppy even with this. Gotta admit, I'm a little bit hyped up on caffeine. And the head bobbing can stop. Yeah, Shad Stovall had mentioned about how they can dig underneath your base. Well, this is kind of to prevent that. And once I get the shocking motes in, it ain't gonna be an issue because they do this. This has been here for about a week and a half in game, so I am aware about them digging underneath. But it won't be a problem really because they get ended pretty quickly. Let me clean up this wonderful, wonderful mess. So basically showing this gives you a little bit of an insight as to why my base is being designed the way it is and how it works. So if you want to do, you could do the exact same base, you know, do freeze frame to count blocks if you want, or you could do a similar base and then add on to it with your own ideas, which I would strongly encourage you to do anyways, kind of experiment and build on to an idea that I start. I kind of came up with this all by myself by fiddling around during experimental mode, but you know, in previous seasons of 7 Days to Die on my channel, I've been inspired by other YouTubers like Midnight Designer, Games for Kicks, Endums, you know, Haladmer. You know, other people inspire me and give me ideas, and I grow off of those. I think my first season of videos of 7 Days to Die was almost a straight copy of Midnight Designer, but that's the thing. You take an idea and you expand on it, make it better, make it work for you. And that's why I enjoy making my videos, because I like inspiring people and also learning from people. You know, what works, what doesn't work, how to make things better, using your own ingenuity to improve things, and then hearing from you guys. So if I'm short-sighted on something, you guys can point something out, which gives me a problem to, you know, fix if I need to fix it. So hopefully this bonus episode has been beneficial to you, and at least giving you a little bit of foresight as to what's going to be coming on in this season. And with that, I thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to enjoy playing this game off camera, but definitely going to enjoy building it from scratch like I have been in the main run of the game. Yeah, my nose is itching again, guys. You know what that means. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Do check out the links in the description box below, and until next time, see you later. Twitch.